Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow are the worst kind of quarterbacks to draft. And let me explain what I mean by that. I'm not necessarily calling them bust. Obviously, Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow are not bust. They're both elite quarterbacks. But that's kind of the issue. Is this is the Dak Prescott problem. They're too good to replace easily, and to replace without risking your job. Because if you get rid of a top 15 quarterback, you better have a replacement in mind, and they better be good fast. Dak is kind of that line. You got Dak, you got maybe Tua, you got guys in that camp. And most people, they talk about that, maybe 10 to 18 range of guys that can look good in certain circumstances and can even look like maybe an MVP across a 4-week time horizon. But inevitably, we know they can't get it done. We know for a fact they can't get it done. And those are the worst guys because as a general manager, as a coach, you can't really get rid of them because those are the guys that can, as long as there's no major injuries, as long as nothing's crazy happening, they probably can get you into the playoffs or at least compete for the playoffs, and that keeps your job alive, at least for a little while. So those are the guys that everybody's like, oh, man, kind of deep down we know we can't win it all with them. But those are the easy ones. If you want to win the Super Bowl, you got to get rid of them and you got to take a big swing. We know that for a fact. We know Dak Prescott and the Cowboys are not going to win a Super Bowl with him. Would they be worse without Dak? Probably. Would they have a chance to win a Super Bowl? Definitely. At least more than right now. Now, you might be saying, well, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, they are that upper echelon. And look, from a skill standpoint, from an entertainment standpoint, yes, I would agree with that. But look, Lamar Jackson has been in the league for 8 years. He has no AFC championship. He has no Super Bowl ring. Joe Burrow has been in the league for 6 years. He's got an AFC championship. Joe Burrow is going to miss the playoffs in 3 of his 6 seasons, barring something unforeseen, and the Bengals make a late season push. Lamar Jackson is, once again, 8 seasons in, still no AFC championship. I mean, I don't even really care about the AFC championship win. I won a Super Bowl. And it doesn't, Ravens maybe might make the playoffs. I'm a Ravens fan, so I'm hoping for it, but might make a 7 seed, might make a 6 seed, might end up winning the division somehow and getting the 4th seed, but the Ravens aren't winning a Super Bowl this year, and that's another year. And more specifically, both of these quarterbacks, Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson, their window, especially in the Mahomes era, we've got Mahomes in the 2000s and 2010s, the first half of it. It was the Brady era. And look, your window is, number one, your rookie contract. You need to, kind of like what Jalen Hurts has done with the Eagles, and that's going to change now because he's about to start getting paid, so they're not going to be able to have all that talent. But your window in the Mahomes era or the Brady era is to have a quarterback on a rookie contract and to build a very good team around them, a lot of good free agency signings, and hit on a lot of draft picks, and then you can compete. You're not going to compete at the quarterback level because they're Brady, they're Mahomes. You got to have a better supporting cast and hope your quarterback can play good. And look, Lamar Jackson's best years, the best teams the Ravens have had, were on his rookie contract. Those days are done. And it doesn't look like Lamar Jackson is good enough to get over the hump of Mahomes, or even over the hump of Josh Allen, or even over the hump of Jalen Hurts. It doesn't look likely. Look, it can happen. Those guys could get injured. The Ravens could get a pick six or a blocked field goal for a touchdown. You can win. I'm not saying the Ravens or Bengals can't win a Super Bowl. It's possible. Football's so close. These are coin flip games at the end of the day. And they could win. I'm not saying it's never going to happen, but is it likely to happen? If you had to gamble on it, do you think the Ravens will win a Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson? I'm going to say no. And it's the same thing with the Cincinnati Bengals. Do you think the Cincinnati Bengals are going to win a Super Bowl with Joe Burrow? I'm going to say no once again. I don't think either one of those quarterbacks get it done. And if you're not going under the rookie contract, then you have to be on that upper echelon. You have to be able to go toe-to-toe with Mahomes. And you could make the argument that maybe Josh Allen can do it. Look, Josh Allen's in his 8th season as well. At some point, if they lose again to the Chiefs, we've got to start asking questions about Josh Allen as well. Now, Hurts is a bit of a tricky case because he won it on his rookie contract, which is your window. Now that he's getting paid, and they're going to have to get rid of A.J. Brown, probably. Going to have to get rid of some secondary players, which we've already seen to an extent. Can he get it done outside of the rookie contract? That's a discussion for Jalen Hurts. But when we talk about another NFC quarterback like Jaden Daniels, he is an excellent quarterback. Is he as good as Mahomes? No. Is he as good as Josh Allen? No. but he's on a rookie contract for 3 more seasons. And that means the Commanders can stack this roster. Look, $55-60 million per year, which is what Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow are getting paid. That's a wide receiver number 1, a cornerback number 1, and a couple rotational pieces. I mean, that's a big deal. That's like adding Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson to your team. I mean, that legitimately, you can get Daniels, Garrett Wilson, and Sauce Gardner, or you can have Lamar or Joe Burrow. And it's just like, look, Lamar and Joe Burrow, they might be better than Jaden Daniels, but not with Wilson and not with Sauce Gardner on the same team. So I think, unfortunately, although these guys are very talented, and Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, I think the book is kind of done. We've seen this play out. It's not the first season. It's not the second season. It's not the third. It's not the fourth. It's the 8th and 6th season, respectively. And I don't see where things are going to change. There's an injury concern with Burrow. Lamar's currently injured, but even when they're healthy, it doesn't look like they're good enough to get it done. So that is why that's the trickiest quarterback situation in the league, because you can't really get rid of them. The fans will hate you. And if you don't have an elite replacement soon, if you miss the playoffs, I mean, if you get rid of one of those quarterbacks, like what the Packers did with Rodgers, you better have Love play good. I mean, if you get rid of Stafford, you better have Goff play good. And in those cases, they did work. But look, if you get rid of a quarterback of Lamar's caliber who's won 2 MVPs, it's just tough to do. It's tough to tell the fans, we're going to trade Lamar, we're going to save on the cap space, and we're going to draft a quarterback. It's just tough to do. And that's why those quarterbacks, or those teams, are in a tough spot.